was a clear sky. There were innumerable bright stars twinkling. A man who had won a laptop in the lucky draw in the mall was happily walking home. He looked up at the sky, gazing at the stars. He was lost in his dreams. What if I write special programs which can control robots? I will become famous, then gradually people will get starting to know me, and I would be able to get projects to create robots. The robots will help me in doing household chores. The people and media, everyone will come to see the robots. They will buy my robots and I will become a millionaire. He continued dreaming. I will buy a big mansion and robots will do all the work from cooking to cleaning. People from all over the world will come to see my mansion and I will become well and known technocrat. He was so lost in his dreams that he did not notice a pillar and walked straight into it. His laptop fell on the ground and broke into pieces. All of his dreams were shattered. Moral: dream but never escape from reality. Mark was a poor boy whose only means of earning was painting and selling pictures. One day, misfortune befell him. When he was out in the market selling his paintings, all of a sudden the house roof collapsed and his art material was ruined. When Mark reached home, he was struck and he could not believe his eyes and started crying. Pitying him, he gave him all the painting materials required. Apart from that, he gave Mark a magic pencil. He advised Mark to use the pencil wisely to avoid any trouble. The following day, Mark used his pencil to draw pictures. He drew a beautiful fountain. To his amazement, a big fountain appeared in front of his house. Next, he drew a bike, and to his surprise, a brand new bike stood at his gate. Now, he was sure that the pencil had magical effects. So he started drawing pictures of all things he wanted. Out of curiosity, one day Mark drew a picture of a lion. He did not think of its outcome. The moment the picture was complete, the lion sprang out and killed him. Moral: action without thought is empty. A hungry tiger went out in search of food. He searched for a long time but still did not find any food. Suddenly, he saw a cave and thought that there might be an animal inside. He went in, but there was nothing in the cave. The tiger was disappointed. The tiger stayed in the cave and thought, this cave might turn out to be the best hiding spot for a place for hunting. After some time, a rabbit came there. It was his home. He saw the marks of the tiger paw outside his home. Getting doubtful, he thought to check before entering the cave, else he might become food of some animal. The rabbit threw out of my plan and shouted loudly, "Hello, cave! May I enter?" The cave kept quiet. The rabbit again screeched, "Cave, why don't you answer me, as you always do?" The foolish tiger thought that if the cave did not answer as a routine, the rabbit may have doubt. So the tiger clamored, "Yes, you can." Hearing the tiger's voice, the rabbit ran away. The tiger kept waiting for the rabbit until finally he realized that the rabbit had fooled him. Moral: think before you act. Once there was a 5-year-old boy named Snot. He was very naughty and his favorite thing was to jump on his bed. His mother warned him many times, but he never listened to her. She kept telling him that one day he would hurt himself. One morning, Snot jumped out of his bed to get ready for school. He picked up his clothes, but then he jumped back on bed. "I think Mama is preparing breakfast, and it's time for fun. Mama will never know that I jump a little bit," he thought. Snot pulled out the blankets up over him. "Wee, wee, wee! I can fly like an aeroplane." Snot kept jumping on his bed. "I can see the cars outside." He paid so much attention to what he saw outside the window that his foot slipped off the bed and he fell down. He cried and called for his mother. The mother came running from the kitchen when she heard him cry. Snot was not able to stand. He immediately took him to the hospital. Snot's leg had broken, and the doctor put a plaster on it. Snort was sorry for what he did. When they came back home, he promised his mother that he will never jump on the bed ever again. He never did jump on the bed again. Always listen to your elders. That's the motto. Once there lived a family that was poor, but still they were happy. In the family, there were dad, mom, and two little girls, Anna and Nancy. One day, Anna opened her closet and was surprised to see a box inside it. She asked Nancy, "Is this your box, Nancy?" "Yes, it is mine." Anna asked her what was inside the box. "I have been saving money for months to buy mom's birthday gift," said Nancy. In the evening, Anna fell ill. Her parents took her to the hospital. The doctor needed to start the treatment, so he asked her to deposit the money as soon as possible. The parents went home to get the money. The father was very sad and unhappily told his wife, "We do not have enough money to deposit to the hospital." Nancy was standing outside the room and heard everything. She went to her room and took out her money box from the closet. She gave her money box to Dad and said, "I saved money to buy a gift, but it is not more important than my sister." The parents were proud of her, and Anna had tears in her eyes when she got to know that how much her sister loved her. Moral: family means more than money. Upon a large banyan tree in a forest lived many crows. One day, when a little robin was returning to her nest, it started to rain heavily. She looked for shelter to protect herself. After searching for a while, she saw the banyan tree. She felt delighted and flew towards the tree and sat on one of its branches. When the crows saw the robin sitting on a small branch, they shouted, "How dare you sit here? This is our tree. You cannot sit here with our permission. Go away. Don't dare to come back." The little robin requested to them to allow her to sit there till the rain stopped. But the selfish crows did not listen to her and told her to go away. The poor little robin flew away. After some time, she found a tree and sat in its hollow. The strong wind started blowing and there were heavy rain. Many branches of the banyan tree fell. Soon the tree broke down. Now crows had no place to protect themselves from the heavy rain. The little robin was safe in the hollow. She watched the crows flying here and there, looking for a place. She called them, "Dear friends, come here. There is a lot of space and you'll be safe here." The crows flew to the tree and sat with the robin in the hollow. They were very guilty and apologized for being selfish. Moral: never be selfish. Best friends. Tom and Jeremy were two best friends. Their friendship was very strong. They were neighbors and also studied in the same school. One day, when they were returning home from school, Tom's bicycle got punctured. "Oh no, I have a very important football match today. I need to reach on time," Tom shouted. "Don't worry, Tom. Take my bicycle and go for the match. Meanwhile, I'll get yours prepared." Tom thanked Jeremy and took his bicycle. He managed to reach on time. His team won the match. He was very happy and thought to meet Jeremy and thank him once again. In the evening, Tom went to his home and said, "Thank you again, Jeremy. I not only reached on time, but also won the match." Jeremy smiled and was happy for him. Tom asked Jeremy if he had prepared for the next day's test. "What test?" Jeremy asked. "Math test," Tom replied. Jeremy cried, "Oh no, I forgot about the test. Now what will I do? I will fail." Tom asked him not to worry and he would help Jeremy. Tom and Jerry studied together and got full marks in maths test. Now Jeremy thanked Tom and they hugged each other. The teacher praised them. Moral: friendship is their great treasure. A village had been facing drought. There was no rainfall for a year. Now, to meet their daily needs, the people of the village decided to draw water from the river that flowed near the village. In the same village lived a lazy boy named Eric. He was so lazy that he always asked his friends to get water for him from the river. He never went himself to fetch water. One day they decided to let Eric get water for himself. Before leaving for the river, they asked Eric to get up fast and fetch water before it's too late. But Eric was so sleepy that he thought to take a nap first and then go to the river. After a while, when he woke up, he felt thirsty. He searched the whole house, but there were not even a single drop of water. All the utensils were empty. He went to his friend and asked for water. His friend said, "Why would anyone share water with you? We have just for our requirement." Eric realized his mistake and he quickly rushed to the river to get water for himself. Moral: laziness brings bad luck and failure. Once two parrots with their young ones lived on a banyan tree. The parents went out to gather food in the morning and came back in the evening. One day, when they were away, the cruel hunter took away the young parrots. One of the young parrots managed to escape and reach a hermitage. The young parrot stayed there and listened to their words of kindness and compassion. The hunter kept the other parrot in a cage and his children played with the parrot. Soon it learned a few words and phrases. The hunter and his family were rude and did not care much about kind words. One day, a traveler was resting outside the hunter's hut. The parrot saw him and said, "Fool, why are you here? Go away, I will cut your throat, hearing such bad words." The traveler got up and went away. After walking for a while, he reached a hermitage. The parrot at the hut said, "Welcome, traveler. You can stay here and eat whatever you like." Traveler was surprised and said, "I met a similar parrot outside the hunter's hut. It spoke badly. How is this that you are so kind?" The parrot replied, "That is my brother. I live with the saints. My brother lives with hunters. The company shapes our word and actions." Moral: good company helps you learn good things. Once a huge oak tree stood at the center of the village. The people of the village sat in its shade during summers. They also took shelter under it during rainy seasons. The branches of the tree swayed gently, giving a cool breeze in spring. The huge oak tree also became a home for a variety of birds. So, the tree had one big family and was never alone. A greedy man noticed a huge tree and thought that the thick trunk of this huge tree would fetch him a good amount of money. Also, the tree's wood had great demand in the market, so the man befriended some corrupted officials and planned to cut down the tree. Soon, the news reached the villagers that the tree would be cut down. All the villagers gathered and decided to teach the man a lesson. Early next morning, the entire village sat around the tree and started protesting. Amazingly, even the birds gathered to save the tree. The head of environment department heard the news about the protests. He fired the dishonest officials and the greedy man was arrested and put into jail. Moral: save tree, save life. Once there was a farm owner named Raghu. He was very selfish. One day his dog who guarded the farm fell ill. Now he could no longer stay awake at night and guard the farm. Rag drove him out of the farm. The dog unhappily left. The dog had just gone a little way that he fell unconscious. Raghu's neighbor Sam was a kind-hearted man. He saw the ill dog and took him to his farm. He fed the dog well. Under his care and protection, the dog quickly recovered. Now he started guarding Sam's farm. His farm was safe and no animals entered the farm and destroyed the crops. Sam was happy. One day, Raghu saw his dog and went to meet Sam. He claimed that the dog was his, but Sam refused to let the dog go. Raghu was furious and took the Sam to court. The judge heard the case. He said, "Let the dog decide that with whom he wants to live." The dog was placed between Raghu and Sam. The dog walked towards Sam and licked his hand. Though an animal, he knew that Raghu was a selfish man and Sam was a kind. The dog understood the difference between selfishness and kindness. The judge handed over the dog to Sam. He deserved to be the right owner of the dog. Moral: treat animals with love and kindness. Zen was an extremely lazy lad. He always ignored his teeth. He never brushed them properly in the morning or at night. Even worse, he did not even rinse his mouth after eating. Zin's mother always scolded him. "Zin, you will be in trouble one day if you do not brush your teeth properly." But Zin did not pay any heed. Gradually, his teeth began decaying. The gums started bleeding whenever he brushed them. Soon, Zen has problems even in chewing his food. There was a pain in his entire mouth. Finally, his mother took him to a dentist. The doctor started his treatment and said, "Zen, this pain is the result of your own carelessness. You should listen to your mother and brush your teeth properly. Then there will be no pain in your teeth." The doctor prescribed him medicines and then returned home with his mother. On the way, he thought, "I don't want to be in trouble again. Now I will always brush my teeth in the morning before going to school and the night before sleeping." Moral: prevention is better than cure. It was a hot summer season. It became very difficult to tolerate the heat, especially for the stray dogs and cats. The dogs were looking for a cool spot to roll down in wet mud, and the cats were searching for food everywhere, but could not stay out for long. One day, the dogs decided to go into the forest. Soon, they reached a stream where they saw an elephant playing in the water. He was massive. The elephant noticed the dogs and sucked up a chunkful of water and sprayed on them. The dogs were delighted. They requested the elephant to do that once again. Soon it became a game for them, and they became good friends. Every day, the dogs would go to the forest and get a shower bath from the elephant. The cats wondered why the dogs go to the forest daily. One day, the cats followed them and soon reached a stream. Surprised, the dogs nearest to the streams stepped back and fell into the water. The cats were thrilled and started laughing. Then the elephant came, sucked up a chunkful of water, and sprayed on the dogs. The cats also got soaked and ran all the way back to the village because the cats hate water and never came back. Moral: never meddle in others' affairs. Long ago, there lived a very proud king. He had two beautiful daughters named Rupavati and Pravati. The king thought that he can control his daughter's fate. One night, when the king was having dinner with his daughters, Rupavati and Pravati, he asked Rupavati, "Whom do you think your fate depends on?" "You decide my fate," replied Rupavati politely. The king was very happy with her reply. Then the king asked the same question to Parvati. Parvati replied, "Everyone decides his or her own fate, so I will decide my fate." The king was upset and with Parvati's reply and wanted to teach her a lesson. He chose a rich prince for Rupati and a poor farmer for Parvati to get married to. After some years, the king lost his kingdom and became homeless. He went to Rupati's help for help, but he was shocked to see that his daughter was living a tough life. Her husband
Her husband has died due to an illness. Then he went to meet Parvati and was surprised to see her living lavishly. Her husband has earned a lot of money by his hard work. The king was very guilty and realized that no one can control anyone else's fate.
A wealthy man had a large, beautiful garden. It was full of bright colored flowers. There were many fruit laden trees, and the birds sat and sang sweetly on its branches. Multicolored butterflies fluttered from the flower to flower. Every day, when the wealthy man was not home, some children came into the garden to play. How happy we are here, the children said happily. But one day the man came back home early and saw the children playing in his garden. He was angry at them. What are you doing here? This is my garden and no one's allowed to come here without my permission. He shouted angrily. The children got frightened and ran away. The next day, that wealthy man ordered to build a high wall around the garden to prevent children from entering the children were sad to see the building wall. Now they had no place to play. Gradually, the plants and flowers started dying. The birds and butterflies no longer came to the garden. The garden has lost its beauty. The wealthy man realized that he had been selfish. He felt ashamed of his act. He at once ordered to open the gate of the garden and called the children inside to play. The moment the children entered in the garden, it bloomed again. Next day, the man knocked all the walls down. Moral: selflessness is the key to happiness.